will be back with you very shortly. Belarus President Alexander Lukashenko has addressed rumours surrounding his absence from the Board of Peace meeting in Washington, scheduled for this week on February the 19th. Lukashenko has denied claims that he was not attending, explaining that he was not even aware of an invitation. Moreover, Lukashenko has also rejected speculation that Russian President Vladimir Putin had prevented him from attending, calling such claims baseless. He has said that Putin would never stop him from going and that two leaders communicate openly. Additionally, the Belarusian president has expressed confidence in the independence of Central Asian states, noting that they would remain close to Russia. Lukashenko has also noted China's help in the region, but emphasized that China would never go against Russia's interests. The Board of Peace meeting to be held this week is an inaugural leaders meeting of a US-led international peace initiative. Several countries and officials, including the EU as an observer and the Israeli foreign minister, are expected to attend. We are now being joined again by Ben Aris. Thank you for staying with us, Ben. Does Lukashenko's denial signal genuine independence in Belarus's foreign policy, or is it primarily a public relations move?
Look, you can't take anything Lukashenko says at face value. He's a consummate diplomat in so much as his game is to play the West off against the East, and he says whatever he needs to say in order to get what he wants. In this particular case, it's an interesting setup. The Board of Peace is supposed to be a conflict resolution international organization, specifically tasked to begin with dealing with the Gaza conflict. However, what it is, I mean, we already have an international organization to bring peace in the world. It's called the UN. And what this whole vehicle is being created by Trump because he put himself as chairman and he gives himself a veto. And it's there to undermine the UN and to make, create an equivalent, or to gut the UN of its power and to create some sort of equivalent that Trump leads. And Lukashenko's role in this is very interesting because although he's entirely dependent on Putin and Russia, he immediately came out of the gate and said, I'm going to join this, because he's also flirting with the West, and quite successfully too. And he's doing that not because he wants to change sides, he's just looking for some leverage that he can use in his relationship with Putin, because since the war in Ukraine started, he's totally dependent. As to Putin also, or the Kremlin also indicated that it was interested in joining this board because Putin also needs to keep on the right side of Trump as part of the peace negotiations. However, at the end of the day, both Putin and Xi Jinping in China, they've both said we want a multipolar world. We want the UN to be in charge. They've long said the UN is the appropriate international body for organizing the world's problems. And so Lukashenko is in the middle of all of this. And it could well be that Putin said, like, don't go. The Kremlin, at the end of the day, hasn't committed itself to this Board of Peace. And so we have this sort of dance going on. On the one hand, you have to be nice to Trump. You need to flirt with him. At the other hand, at the end of the day, Putin and Xi Jinping, who are the key people here, want the UN to be in charge of the world. And Lukashenko's sort of caught in the middle. But like normal, Lukashenko's flip-flopping from side to side. He'll say one thing on Monday and another thing on Tuesday in order to keep everyone happy. So on Monday, it was to keep Trump happy by joining the board. And on Tuesday is to keep Putin happy by not going to the inaugural meeting.
Thank you so much, Ben Aris, for joining us today on NewsX World. It was a pleasure speaking with you. The United Kingdom's Financial Conduct Authority fined